Oops. Okay. All right. All right. So the building the two houses is the right thing, but you should actually build them like next to your town center because now they got to walk all the way back to get the sheep. So that's a little bit inefficient. Usually you just build it right here. You can worry about with building house walls next to the palisade later. It's just not that big of a deal in the beginning. You definitely want to get your people getting sheep as soon as possible. I'm not going to look at the opponent in terms of what they're doing until later in the game, just so we don't cheat. Lumber camps early. It should be built when you have 6 villagers on food. You need 6 villagers to gathering food to sustain constant mill production. That's why you gotta wait for the 6. Also, this lumber camp should be right up against the forest instead of like 1 tile away. You usually do 1 tile away for gold because the villagers, as they eat it up, they'll like it lasts a little bit longer. So you want it to have a bunch of people kind of right adjacent to it. But the wood gets chopped quick. Loom this early is not that important because he's not going to attack you. If you're not in danger, don't get loom. Like definitely prioritize building new villagers. Like because he's not going to hit you, right? He's not going to hurt you, so no point in getting loom. Speed this up. How long is this game? That's the real question. Alright, so from a matchup perspective, he's Vikings, you're Cumans. Vikings have a really good economy, so this dude is good. Yep, nice. And he built the mill. The mill can be right next to the berries. Again, the reason you want to build it next to the berries is because these things get eaten very quick, and the same thing with wood, so like they'll disappear. Whereas like gold tiles, they don't disappear. So Vikings, yeah, they're really strong economy. They'll probably want to go archers late game. Humans, they are good cavalry generally. See, they have bloodlines to give them more HP. They have a fully upgraded cavalry line, the fully upgraded armor and attack bonuses. So definitely, like, for a game like this, you can opt to go 2 TC in Feudal Age, or you can just play standard, keep them guessing, and you've got options. If it were me, I would probably do 2 TC, because you're fully walled. It's hard for him to attack you before Castle Age, so if you go 2 TCs, you can easily outboom the opponent. 2 TCs in Feudal Age. This gold is too early. Getting gold this early is it's not going to get you anything. You want food and wood for like unless you're trying to go archers, right? The only time you start collecting gold is when you're starting to think about Castle Age, which is in a typical build like this. You'd want to send the villagers to gather gold once you click feudal. Right, you should be building farms. This is way too many people on the ford. They're gonna collide. So you usually have like 4 or 5. Just so you know. Oh, he's attacking your scout. That's not a big deal. He kind of caught you off guard because he's in feudal age and you're not. Okay, so this part, yeah, definitely no more than 5 on berries because they just bump into each other. Okay, and then get more farms. Actually, this is not bad. You have 1 on gold. It's not. You need 200 gold to get the castle age, so this is not the worst, actually. Wheelbarrow's too early. Don't get wheelbarrow until you have around 40 villagers. Almost never get wheelbarrow this early. Town watch is not necessary because again, you're fully walled. So you're investing in a lot of things that you don't need. It's kind of like it's kind of like these things that are not gonna benefit you. It's just gonna set back your castle age time. Stone again, too early. There's no point in getting stone. What is he doing? Oh, he's gonna wall off, I guess. Interesting. Oh, he's okay. All right, let's pause here. So he's doing a man-at-arm archer rush, which is not recommended for Hideout because you're already fully walled. The map just gave you walls. I like that you're going 2 town centers. That's definitely a good thing to do. So what you got to do here is he's gonna tech into man-at-arms, and you can kind of see he's already researching it. He wants to break down your walls and start attacking your economy. Just wall behind. I think you'll probably start doing it, but wall behind the thing. If he starts coming at you with archers, you can either build a gate that's like perpendicular to it, and then it'll like your guy doesn't get shot while you're building the gate, or you can just try to build like a market or whatever building you need to, but just never let him into your base. So let's see how well you handle that. He's gonna start bashing that to the walls. You gotta respond. Spearmen don't fight with spearmen. You have this typical mistake of building units that don't counter anything, right? You didn't scout any scouts from him, so why build spearmen? They cost you resources, and they're gonna lose easily to men-at-arms. So this is the right play. Distracting him and kind of wall up. You gotta wall this one. Okay, good. Good. Archery range, fine. If you end up building skirmishers, that might actually be fine because he's trying to go archers probably. He's trying to wall off this bit. Yeah, this is weird. This map is kind of weird. A tower? Nah. No need for tower, man. Okay. You're ahead in villagers by what is it, 34 to 27. That's good. Oh, you gotta build another gate, or you gotta do something here, or repair. I guess you can repair. But the thing is, when you repair, you eat wood. See, so it's generally better just to build something behind it. But yeah, nice. You kept them out. Stable going up. Okay. Yeah, the way you want to play this, get the castle age, and then you need much more farms. This is the issue. You don't have enough farms. You need a lot more farms, and yep, good defense. You need a lot more farms, and you need to get the castle age. He's probably gonna hit castle age before you because when you go 2 town centers, your economy lags initially, but then it catches up later. So, especially because you invested into skirmisher. You have nobody on gold. That's actually smart, because you don't really need gold units. You can just go trash units and defend. But this tower set you back a lot, because the tower costs a lot of wood, and that wood could have been used better for farm. And it's not really protecting anything. You want a tower to protect a strategic resource, like your stone or your gold or something, but it doesn't do anything. What is this? This is not going to do anything. Steven. Yeah, he's turtling. Let's see what he's doing. Okay, so he's going fast castle, slow castle. Alright, so he's castle age. Now, what he's gonna think about, and this is where Vikings get dangerous because they have free handcart and wheelbarrow. He's gonna start potentially flooding archers or infantry or knights. He can really do whatever he wants, and he's going to have a really strong economy to support it. Your main advantage right now is because you're Cumans, you're already up villagers because you were able to build a town center in feudal, and you didn't get punished. You boxed him out, so that was really good. But what you need to do now is get to castle age. You cannot be spending resources on like skirmishers because they're garbage. You're like, whatever push you do, you're gonna lose because you have the weaker feudal age army. Does that make sense? He's got a castle age army. You can see he's going knights. Feudal age units do not beat castle age units for the most part. And he's got stone walls behind it too, so you gotta be really careful. But yeah, I mean, it's not the worst. You killed a monk, that's nice. Yeah, see, he's gonna clean this up. Rams don't do anything. especially when they're not defended. It was like a single ram. You gotta have your army with it. All right, so this part, let's pause here. This part is the most dangerous point in your game. It's dangerous because you're clicking up the castle age, so you just invested a lot of resources, and he's already castle age, and he's coming at you with the strongest unit in the game, the knight in castle age. So what you have to do is very similar to the beginning of the game where he was hitting you with man-at-arms. You have to box him out. Do not let him in, no matter what. And then when you go castle age, you got to think about how to counter knights, because that's what you're seeing from him, right? So ways to counter knights are pikemen, monks, camels. If your civ has camels, yes you do. So you don't get heavy camel. But yeah, you got to prepare for the counter, because you can't box him out forever. He's going to eventually try to break in, and he probably will succeed. Unless he's a pussy. Okay. That too. Yeah, this is a weird map, because like he's basically closed off. Like players do this because they don't want to fight on two fronts. You know, they just want to come down one side. And this way it's probably benefiting you because you can't get flanked. But yeah, you gotta hit. See, your main issue right now is you're floating a lot of wood, and you don't have production buildings. You don't have like buildings to build more army. Does that make sense? You have two siege, or a siege and a monk monastery. That's good. You need like another barracks, for example, to counter knights or archers or whatever. You need more production buildings, basically. 2 range is good. Let's see if you've got upgrades. Okay, you've got upgrades. So right now, the way you're playing this is very defensive. It seems he's got you know, the aggression here. Skirmishers do not do anything against knights with a relic. Okay. Yeah, they're gonna get destroyed. You gotta run. Oh, and if you run, he'll get in, so you gotta be careful. Up. Nope, he doesn't take it. Okay. Yeah, you need skirmishers do nothing. If you do the math, they do like 5 damage, but they have like full pierce armor, so they're doing like 1 damage per hit. They just get absolutely annihilated. And you got a siege. Yeah, I think you're just missing the counter unit. It's a good thing you're making kip checks though. Kip checks are good. They're very good unit in Castle Age. Yeah, you see this one knight is like killing like a bajillion units because he's got that pierce armor. Now that you switch to the kip checks though, this is really good. Kip checks do damage, but then they also fire multiple arrows, so they're good against units with like high pierce armor, like knights. You look at the build count, you've fallen behind, and it's because you were later to Castle Age / you didn't build a 3rd town center. He's got 1, 2, 3 town centers, right? So 3 town centers are going to outproduce 2 town centers. So when you're in Castle Age, just try to work yourself up to 3. And this is also dangerous. You want to build like a castle on this hill. A castle on this hill would be really nice because your villagers are like very exposed. You got the 760 stone, so build one right here. I don't know what these palisades are. Yeah, so this happens on Hideout. Usually what happens is eventually you'll notice, yeah, you already seen him because you got Town Watch. When they start getting close, you can migrate away. Another good play is obviously build a castle, so he's doing it here. But this castle doesn't threaten that much until you start getting to Imperial Age, when they can start treading you down from like across the forest. Looks like he's gonna opt to do that. Yeah, this is good. You're playing well. You got the right counter units, camels, the kip checks. They do a good job. I think you did not need as many skirmishers as you did. Okay, so only invest in the elite skirmisher and build that many skirmishers when you see a huge army or a plan to go crossbowmen. Because otherwise, these units are like one of the weakest in the game. They really don't do anything. They lose to cavalry, they lose to infantry, they even lose to greater numbers of crossbowmen if they have greater numbers. Okay. Let's see the build count. See, he's at 95, you're at 73. You gotta keep making villagers. Gotta keep, never stop making. See, this guy's making villagers. He's breaking down his walls. He's getting ready for a big attack. There's cav archers. That is stupid. But yeah, kip checks are good. They're a good unit. You gotta build more of them. And you also just generally need more production. You're floating a lot of food and gold right now, so you want to use food and gold. I would get a town center here, by the way. What we're talking about on chat. This would be a great spot for a town center. It'll protect the gold. It'll get you access to the food. Yeah, this is a good attack. You gotta watch out for his pikemen. Skirmishers can kill pikemen. Oh, he's got cow. Camels still do pretty decent here. They're just not as strong. He's got elite. He's got the cavaliers. He's building castles. It's interesting he's not trebbing you down here yet. Like if I were him, maybe he doesn't see you. Oh no, he sees you. Yeah, he should definitely be building like a trebuchet. So you kind of beat him to that punch. You built the trebuchet and try to... Yeah, he's outproducing you. 102, 81. Let's see if you have wheelbarrow and hand cart. That's really important. Okay, looks like you researched it. That's good. Yeah, town watch and town patrol. You really only need town watch. You don't need to research town patrol. I'm able to see which ones you've researched because this is light green instead of dark green. But yeah, you got a lot of good economy text that you researched. That's good. From a blacksmith perspective, it looks like, yep, you got a lot of the archery ones, and then probably you researched too much here. You got the infantry upgrades, the cavalry. Generally try to pick like one main unit line and go with it. So in this case, Kipchak should probably be your strongest unit, so you know, get the archery upgrades. Make sure you have bloodlines. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm looking Vikings here. That was stupid. Okay, so it's showing me you've researched everything. That's weird. 1 second. Okay, yeah. Oh, Cumans don't get bracer. I did not know that. Okay. Anyway. This is so silly. Yeah, he's playing the game where like he'll slowly encroach onto your territory and just chain a bunch of castles. Generally the way to beat this is ignore the castles. Like he's not really controlling valuable resources anymore at this point. You don't need to kind of punch your way through this. You can get onagers, siege this down. Yeah, this is the right play. This is really good from you. Attack from the inside the base. Because he's not gonna really get in, you know, he's really not gonna punch in if you pay attention to your units and like repair castles and whatnot. As long as you keep your military alive, you're probably not gonna die. So the way to do this is you can cut trees with onagers, for example. Onagers can take down trees, and then once you do, you just punch across with your entire military, destroys the economy, and then work from the inside out. That's one way to do it. But yeah, this is like a bad fight. You want to retreat. You don't want to like fight underneath his castle as much as possible. It might not even be a bad idea to stonewall your base too. Like I think he might have. Oh, he hasn't. But stonewalling will just kind of ensure you can't come in from the front. You got to pay attention to your trebuchets. He's trebbing down your and you just lost all your Kipchaks. Okay, so now you're running out of gold. You see this gold. Oh, you didn't explore this. Yeah, you usually want to... I guess you lost your starting scout, but you see it now. So you want to build like either like a town center or something else. So the biggest issue with your game right now at this point is you have one building. You're in Imperial Age. You have like almost 90 villagers, but you only have one building producing units. So, and that's really slow, right? Like you need to be able to quickly replenish your army, you need more production buildings. So, you know, pick like a bunch of ranges to build either crossbows or pikes, camels with stables, but you need to be producing simultaneously. Otherwise, what's going to happen is he's going to mass up to a larger army mass than you. Okay, this is like a stalemate now. You can't push farther, he's treading you down, and you're going to lose his castle. He's, you know, as good as his economy is, he doesn't know how to beat you either. He's really struggling. Like, all he needs to do, honestly, is siege ram. Siege ram will kind of chew everything away and then provide cover fire for his cavalier or berserkers. Berserks are scary in this late game. They're pretty strong. Do you have elite? Yeah, he has elite. And you have no army. You have an army of like. Oh, I'm sorry, you do. Okay. Built from like the one castle. So you have two castles. You gotta be able to do the select all hotkeys and build castles from build Kipchaks from both castles. Oh no, these are steppe lancers. Okay, as a rule of thumb, don't go steppe lancers. You're kind of bad. Also, as a rule of thumb, don't build petards. Petards don't really do anything. They're just not gonna work. You'd rather build siege ram, onagers, trebuchets, or bombard cannons if the Cumans have it. No, they don't. But yeah, petards, like, they just die too easily. It's like best case, all of these petards take down one castle, like best case, but it's not worth it. All the investment that went into it. Yeah, he's shooting you, he's treading you down. You should collect a relic. This relic is free. This relic is also free. Oh, you see it. There's a third one down here that you don't see. So, yeah, you get in the late game, if you're starting to run low on gold, you got to really count on relics. So just, you know, one monk. All right, you got this. What I like to do is like click shift select, go to your monastery, go back, get the other relic, so you can like kind of make them do multiple things. Okay, so he's starting the raids because he controls the gates. Yep, this is a good find from him. Good raid. Yeah, see, a town center would have helped here, right? A town center would have protected you from that raid because you're, well, I guess, you know, you're out of gold anyway. But now this is where it gets dangerous. In the late Imperial Age, like light cavalry just going in and raiding the shit out of your economy, and when this happens, you just die. You really can't do anything. Because like even if you kill his army, he's killed like half your villagers. And never fight with villagers. There's almost the only exception is Dark Age. Yeah. So you have 50 villagers. Okay, I see how you use this. Yeah, this is actually the right idea. Siege ram, you just needed to do this like earlier and not lose your entire army in the process. You need like maybe like 10 of them, 10 siege rams. Support them with really good GG. Support them with Kipchaks, preferably, because they're a good unit. The only time you would tech away from Kipchak is if you start seeing like skirmishers from them. If he goes knights, you can do Kipchak plus pikemen. If he goes infantry, well, Kipchak will pretty much kill everything. And if he has a couple skirmishers, you as the Cumans can mix in some knights of your own or a couple light cav or something to clean up the skirmishers. So definitely want to base your army if you're Cumans around the Kipchak. But what that means is you got to be producing Kipchaks the entire game and not just out of one castle. So at the end of the game, you have 3 stables, 2 archery ranges, 1 barracks. That's not enough to counter knights. You need like 5, given how many cavaliers we saw earlier. And yeah, you just need more production buildings. You need more production buildings when you're in Imperial Age. You need more production out of those production buildings to maintain your army. And then when you push, don't push with petards. You gotta push with trebuchets, with siege, but you gotta group your army together and then do a coordinated push. I like what you did in the middle though, until this became a stalemate. Alright.